Hi everybody, this is Karen from Women in Midlife. Remember we talked about taking our faculties for granted. Now this young lady here, Lydia, suffers from a disease that affects her eyesight, and I will let her explain to you because I don't think it's a common disease, but it does definitely affect her ability to go through daily chores that we take for granted, and most importantly how Lydia doesn't let this so-called disability affect her quality of life and living her life to the fullest. So stick around and I will come back very soon. Hi Lydia, this is Karen.
Hello,
Hi, how
Karen.
are you? Can you hear me
Hi, I'm
well?
good. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for inviting me to your channel. Yeah. So I'm happy to be here, that I can share my stories,
Yes.
with your audience.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
I'm very honored to have you on our channel. I'm not too familiar as to how to describe your eye condition. Perhaps you can
Mm.
introduce yourself and explain to the audience what's the issue with your eyes.
Okay. Yes. My name is Lydia. I'm here to share my experience and insight. Okay, because I am a visually impaired person. Like looking at me, I am only able to see, less than 10% center vision and blurry, and thanks God I'm still able to read. Yeah. So, okay, my eye condition is called retinitis pigmentosa. It's a genetic condition that left me with less than 10% blurry tunnel vision.
Okay.
Okay, tunnel vision I have is central vision,
Okay. Let me
but
explain what
my
is
central
tunnel.
vision is blurry.
Okay, so just let me
Yeah.
explain what the tunnel vision to the audience. Basically, you only
Yes.
see straight lines in front, but not the side vision. Am I right?
Yes, correct. I always like to explain, like if you go diving, when people do scuba diving, they put on the goggles, right?
Yeah.
So the goggles actually, you can see the glass in front, but it's quite thick, right? Or when you play a computer game where you put on some gadget, the gills, you don't see the side. You can't see the side actually. You only see the front. So
Right.
it is something like that. You will be like the top, the bottom, the side, you can't see. So the focus is only tunnel. Like when your car go through a tunnel and you only can see, the from the light in front. That is
Right.
the vision. Yeah, I
Okay.
have it's only less than 10% now,
Okay.
and it's blurry.
Right. And how
Yes.
did you get diagnosed with this? And did you know from very young age?
Okay. That is what happened. Okay, when I uh, uh, notice it. Okay, it was back in secondary school. Okay, when I noticed it that having problem seeing things in dim light. So I asked my friends about it, and they told me it was just night blindness, and it's common. To them, I say, "Oh, I also have this problem, difficulty, seeing at night." So
Right.
it's something common. So I just accepted it and thought that nothing of it.
Right.
Okay, I thought nothing of it, and life carry on because at that time my day vision is perfect. Okay,
Okay.
although I still have my eyesight is not can be corrected. Okay, using glasses because I
Okay.
have short sighted and also have astigmatism.
Okay.
So I put on glasses.
Right.
So in school, and then after that to work, daytime no problem. But I always tell my friend, oh, I have night blindness. So when I go out at night, I have to be especially careful.
Oh, okay.
So never thought of more than that.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So it happens until I find that my vision become narrower. Okay, it become narrower, and then that make me very uncomfortable.
Okay.
Okay, and then when it get narrower, then I find that I couldn't see curbs on the floor.
Oh,
And then when I walk on steps, I couldn't see the steps properly.
right.
I will miss a step.
Mm.
Yeah. And then there's, if children that are, lower than my eyesight, their height is lower and then my eyesight, I can't see that they are there. I bump to children,
Oh,
Yeah, and the parents get very angry with me, say that how come I walk without seeing,
right. Of course. Yeah.
So I can't explain to the parents, say, oh, because of my eyesight problem, all that, I have to say sorry, to them, that I actually miss it,
Okay.
Yeah, so it become like, especially in crowded places, I can't
Yes.
see people. It started from that side already, the vision is limited,
Right.
I only can see center vision. And then when people come in front of me, I don't see that they are coming, from the side. And then when
Oh,
they walk in front, then I see them. So
okay.
I myself got a shock, like, something appeared in front of me,
Right.
something like that. Then at times, I may knock on them.
Okay.
So this happen, and then especially at crowded places, that make me very uncomfortable. I
Understand.
try not to knock on people, and then if I knock on people, I cannot explain. I only can say sorry to them.
Yeah, it's too
Ah.
difficult to explain, isn't it?
Yeah. So when I go to work, when I take the public transport, is very stressful for me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, I try to avoid people, but people, nowadays on handphones, they may not see me also.
Correct. So you must
Yeah.
have your share of accidents and falls over the years, isn't it?
Yes, I have accident that I knock onto pillar,
Oh no.
and then I was still wearing my glasses,
Right.
and then it actually hurt the corner of my eyes.
Okay.
Yeah, and thanks God it never actually cut into my eye. Yeah. So it's because I couldn't see it properly, so I actually walk onto the pillar.
I can imagine. But I do admire that you have this condition, but your courage, Lydia, your courage to just go on living a good life. And I know that you worked in a pretty good company under HR and payroll. So I just want to share this out there, that sometimes we first of all, a lot of us take our health for granted, isn't it?
Yes.
And that when you suddenly realize you don't have, I mean, the thing is, for you look perfectly normal. No one will realize that you actually have an eye problem,
Yes.
and how you must had a lot of angry mums or dads telling you, why do you bump into my child, or it must have been really, really challenging. So in your day to day, I know you're retired now, and you're looking at doing something more challenging in your new phase of life. What would you say to our audience as to when someone like yourself going through this kind of challenge, how do you tell yourself every day and to be uplifted and continue? What was your motivation?
Okay. Actually, I was also quite in a depressed mode. Okay, earlier on, and then I actually have to face the facts. I have to face the facts that I have this condition,
Yeah.
and with this condition, I still have to live on.
Yes.
I cannot leave myself with depression, and then this is going to affect my family.
Yeah.
Okay, and for me, I'm also a caregiver to my dad.
Oh.
My dad is a diabetic, sorry, not diabetic, dialysis patient.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah. So with that, I also have responsibility,
Right.
as a wife and also as a caregiver to my dad. Yeah. And then I have to get out of my, depression and to face life.
Right.
Yeah. So I worked on, take up courses, work on something that are comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay. Because for me, I do not want to go out to be employed, to be employed again. Reason is that people will look at me differently.
Right.
Yeah. And my capability to complete something could take longer time.
Understand. Yeah.
And in able to to work for people want your commitment, they want the effectiveness, they want things to get fast
Yes.
result and accuracy.
Correct.
Okay? But all this I cannot guarantee,
Yeah.
so the performance will be lower than average people. Yeah. So I want to work on something that I can achieve to my maximum.
Right.
Yeah. So I started with my own e-commerce.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. So that is something that I bring in products where I sell online, and then I like that because when customer give me good feedbacks, give me good reviews on my product, you know, I know that that is the product that they needed, and I have provided a good service to them. Yeah, so that is something that I could do,
Right.
on my own,
Right.
and I feel satisfaction.
Okay.
Yeah, and I also feel happy that I have a customer that like my products.
Right. So it seems that you found your passion in terms of your work as to something that gives you a good purpose and say why you want to do what you're doing right now, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see your smile when you're talking about it. It's interesting. But that's the thing. The reason we need to share this out is also to like a lot of people who find excuses, isn't it, Lydia? They find excuses and they say, oh, I don't have enough money, therefore I cannot do this, or I'm too fat, therefore I cannot do this, or and at the end of the day, I mean, you overcame and you decided that you don't want to be the burden to your family, and you say, okay, I'm going to find a way. First was to change that mindset, and
Yes.
yeah, and then you set out a goal that you think, okay, this is what I can achieve. So getting a plan out there will help a lot of at least okay, my first step, and then you achieve it, then you go on to the second, correct?
Yes, yes. It's always not easy because after you attend a course and you know that, okay, step 1 you have to do this, step 2 you have to do this, and step 3. However, when you want to do step 1, that is always a very difficult thing,
The first step is always the hardest, Lydia.
Yes, but after you have
Yeah.
done it, you know that you have learned something and you are going to carry on to do your step 2 and step 3.
Correct. And the satisfaction because you did it, right? You achieved
Yes,
it.
yes.
Exactly. Yeah. It's wonderful. And what would you advise the audience in terms of not just the eye disability, but everything else, what would you advise people who may be physically challenged? What would you advise them, having your journey? What is the best advice you can give?
Okay. I share one example. Okay, there's this this student. I think he could be in his 13 or 14 years old.
Okay.
One day I was at a bus interchange, and he saw me with my white cane.
Okay.
And then he approached me, and in a way he a bit mumbling, but I think he's trying to ask me whether I need help,
Okay.
because he feel that I am not walking properly.
All right.
That's what his words like. He said I'm not walking properly, okay, because I'm using my white cane to navigate, okay. And then but his purpose is is okay. That could be his second purpose. Because his first purpose is asking me of my eye condition.
Right.
Yeah. Then he shared with me his eye condition,
Oh.
and he said that he's losing to see colors.
Oh.
And I was like, wow, you can share something very personal with me. I'm a stranger to you, today, I just met you, and you can share something with me. And he said that tomorrow he got an appointment with the eye doctor, and he had to go and see the eye doctor. Then I asked him, what's wrong with your eye? He said he's losing the seeing colors, and he said that all colors are something like brown.
Oh, okay.
And then he keep rubbing his eye. Then I say, you better stop rubbing your eyes. And then, tomorrow go and see a doctor, you have to listen to the doctor's advice. Okay? And then you have to take good care of your eyes. And if the doctor asks you to go for any treatment, okay, make sure you must follow up with the treatment. Yes. So this is what happened, because many people never take care of their eyes. And then, they has been looking at monitors, handphones,
Yes.
day longs without resting.
Correct.
Yes, and then when the eye problems appear, it's already very serious.
Yep. Yep.
Yes. So this is something that, I think everyone have to be very conscious about the eye condition.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
True.
So if, anything happens, remember you have to seek doctor's advice, take good care of your eye.
Yeah. Yeah. I think definitely with our current culture where the laptop, the monitor is, I mean, we are always watching something on our phones and all that, and also because of work,
Yes.
we need to definitely take care of the eyes and take short breaks for the eyes to focus on something else. So I think it's looking far, looking at something green, that will, and then blinking the eyes and massaging the eyeballs a little bit to rest them, and not take it for granted, isn't it, Lydia?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
very important. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
If like, if you have a disease, like for me, it's irreversible.
Yeah. Yeah.
My condition will be deteriorating,
Right.
and the thing is that, in the future, I do not know when. Future could be from tomorrow, start. I don't know when, my eyesight will be, unable to read anymore.
Right.
Yeah. So I advise those having, good eyesight, don't take for granted. And those know that you already have poor eyesight, better seek, doctors, to see a doctor,
Yeah.
and to see whether, it can be improved, using glasses. If not, what can the doctor help?
Yeah.
Yes.
I also, just now we were talking earlier on that you just had a surgery, and I was saying that maybe you can share with our client, with our audience, because I've never heard of it. Maybe you can explain what was the surgery with your hand as well.
Okay. Actually, my right hand, middle finger, I have this trigger finger. Okay, trigger finger can happens, on any of the fingers. Okay, and what happened when we say trigger finger, the finger actually got stuck, and you cannot lift up your finger. You can lift up your finger when you use the other hand to push it up.
Okay.
Okay, and when you push it up, it will have a lot of pain, at the base.
Oh.
Okay, because your tendon has already got inflammation,
Right.
so it cannot, move smoothly.
Right.
So that's why, it got stuck. Okay, and then there will be cases also after, in the morning, usually in the morning, after, you slept, you wake up, that finger cannot bend.
Oh.
Yeah, and it become very stiff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that is a trigger finger
Okay.
that I had.
I
Okay.
learned something
And
new.
and then okay, I went to a GP. So the fast relief of this trigger finger is he give me a jab.
Okay.
Okay, the jab is on the palm. Okay, on the base of that finger.
Right.
Okay, it's a steroid or steroid plus some other medication. Okay, where it actually jab, and after a few days, it actually reduce the inflammation, and your finger can move properly.
Okay.
Okay, but there's no guarantee that it will not come back again.
I see. Okay.
Yes. So for me, I have 2 jabs already, and then it come back again.
Okay. And
So
you
the
said something
doctor,
about maximum only 2 jabs, right?
yeah, maximum only 2 jab.
Okay.
So that doesn't solve the root cause of it. Yeah. So finally, I have to go for the surgery.
Right. Okay.
Yes. But I met somebody, on the same day, he's having the surgery. It's on the thumb.
Right.
The trigger finger is on the thumb. And I asked him whether he has the jab. He said no. The doctor advised him to, go straight for surgery because
Right.
the jab is not going to solve the root cause.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So he didn't got the jab. He straight away go for the surgery.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. So
very
I
good.
already have the surgery and now recovering. It's still a bit swelling.
Right.
So have to do some, physiotherapies.
Okay.
And then wait for, the fully recover. Yeah. So I think it's going to do good, and then I can,
Yes. Do your laptops again and type on
yeah,
them.
do everything okay.
Yeah.
Because now I still cannot write.
Right.
I cannot write properly, so cannot hold the pen properly. So when you fully recover, okay, I will be fine.
Okay. I wish you speedy recovery, Lydia. And
Yes, thank you, thank you.
okay, one last thing again. I think it was very important that you said you learned something and when you watch one of my videos that I put out the other day.
Yes. The other video that you put up just put up with your doctor friend.
Yes.
The conversation is with your doctor friend. You all mentioned about
POA. Yes.
POA. So I have some knowledge on that where I attend a session on I think it's on our CPF, about our CPF. Then there's this lawyer also mentioned about the POA. So basically, I could give some example. Like for example, why we need a POA is for a person who is incapable to make decision.
Correct.
Okay, especially when when we get older, memory no good, and then there will be a tendency that we have dementia.
Correct. Or even
Yeah.
Alzheimer conditions that they cannot there's no mental capacity, isn't it?
Yes, yes. So it may not be the person is seriously ill. Okay, the person could be physically fit.
Yes.
Okay, but mentally is unsound
Correct.
in a way that cannot make decision. So before this happen, okay, the purpose of the POA is to assign somebody to make decision on behalf of this person. But what kind of decision? Like for example, this person is like already physically okay, but maybe the leg is a bit weak, okay, and cannot take care of herself physically. So this person that she has appointed under this POA, she will have to make a decision. He or she will have to make a decision for this person. Okay, either to get a helper on her behalf,
Right.
to take care of her at home, or maybe to a nursing home,
Yeah.
okay, or a daycare, all these options.
Correct.
So this person will have to make a decision, and must be a person that she authorized, that she trusted that her decision will actually suit her needs.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the reason I brought this up, because we are all in the age where we are taking care of elderly parents and things like that,
Yes.
and we overlook the importance of power of attorney, and I wanted this conversation to go out there to our audience and everyone, is that it's nothing to do with being greedy or having the whatever wealth or any. It's nothing of that sort. It's basically there is someone to advocate for the elderly, or whoever is the person who wrote up the power of attorney, so that he or she has specifically expressed how she wants to live for the rest of her life, and that we,
Yes.
whoever is the trusted person to handle it, will make sure that those wishes are followed through and that is done properly. That's the
Yes.
idea,
Yes.
right?
Yes, yes.
Correct.
And the wishes, it could be also include like what type of funeral I want.
That's
you
right.
know.
Yeah. Correct.
Then yeah. I mean, some decision like, oh, maybe this small jewelry I want to actually give to somebody.
Yeah.
So all this, that person may able to exercise her wish.
That's right. Yeah. It's
Yes.
super important. Yeah, so thank
Yes.
you so much, Lydia. You have been such an inspiration, and that I'm honored to have you with me on my channel. And
You're welcome.
I hope that you will get well soon, and that you keep fighting the good fight. And we'll have you back again on our channel soon.
Okay, sure. Yeah, all the best to you, Karen.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.